Maintain reliability by using the Windows 10 diagnostic tools. Now, Windows 10 includes a number of tools that you can use to monitor your Windows 10 device proactively. These tools will help you to track notification, events, and reliability issues on your computers. Additionally, by using the performance monitor tools in Windows 10, you can verify that your Windows 10 devices are optimized. By understanding how Windows uses computer resources such as memory and processor, and by learning how to monitor these resources, you can ensure that your users' computers are run smoothly and efficiently. So the first tool we have is Event Viewer. Now the Event Viewer provides access to the Windows 10 event logs, and event logs provide information regarding events that occur within Windows, and these events include information, warning and error messages about Windows components and installed application. This is very important for doing the troubleshooting. So when you are having any problem in your system, then you should first check the Event Viewer whether any other information, whether we have any extra information there or not. So whatever happens in your system, you will get a log for that. Log for the application, log for the system and other things. So whenever your system your system is having a problem, so you can go to Event Viewer and you can check the events related to that problem. Now Event Viewer provides categorized list of essential Windows log events, including application security setup and system events. Now Windows logs, that Event Viewer has many built-in logs, including those in the following table. Just like for application, these logs contains error warnings and information events that pertain to the operations of applications. So anything related to application will be logged into that application log. Security logs, these log reports the result of auditing. If you enable it, and audit events are described as successful or failed depending on the event. For instance, the log would report success or failure regarding whether a user was able to access a file. So this is related to audit setting, and audit setting you will see in the control in the security setting. So when you go to the security setting, and in the security setting you will go to the account setting. So in that account setting you have an option for the audit setting. So if you enable the audit settings there, and there is only two options for enabling successful or failed. So when suppose some user access a file, whether it is successful or failed, so when you enable it from the audit event setting, then the logs will come into this security logs, and here we will see whether the user has successfully accessed the file or it has failed to access the file, and that option we enable it from the control panel, from the security setting. Then we have setup logs. These logs contains events related to application setup. So when we try to set up any application and if something happens with that, then those logs will come into this setup logs. System logs, this is the general event are logged by Windows components and services and are classified as error warning or notification or information. Windows predetermines the event that system components logs. So these are the general event log, where you will see all the other logs related to other components of Windows. Forwarded events. Now these logs stores events collected from the remote computers. To collect events from remote computers, you must create an event subscription. Now this is to make your job easy when you are having multiple machines in your environment. Suppose in your network, if you have multiple machines and you want to monitor all those machines by using this, you want to see the event logs of those all machines. Now you have to go to each and every machine one by one to see the event logs. So it will take time, and it will be a big job. So what you can do, you can monitor those logs from the all other machines from the single machine. So you have to do what? You have to forward all the other machines log into one machine, one centralized machine, and where you can see other machines logs also. And those logs which is coming from the other machine, you will see under the forwarded events. and you have to configure it from the other machine. So on the other machine you will configure the event subscription, where you will decide that where you want to send the log, and the machine where you send the log, you will see those logs under the forwarded events log. Then by default Windows log files are 20,040 480 KB string size, and events are overwritten as needed. So this is the size of the logs, and if it is required and if your disk is getting full, then it will get overwritten. To access the event log, we can see it in Windows. So for accessing the event logs, we can go to control panel, but the easiest way to access that, you will search it here under the search tab. You can just click event viewer and it will show this. Or if you want to open it, so the real location is under the control panel, administrative tools, and under the administrative tools you have event viewer. So this is the event viewer we have, and under the event viewer you will see all the logs here. It is collecting the logs to show here. Under the overview and summary, it will show what kind of logs we have. It is reading all these informations. Yes, so now it is showing that the critical logs are these. There is no logs last hour, last 24 hours, or last 7 days. We have 5 logs last 7 days. Error logs, we have 1 last hour. Within 24 hours we have 4 logs, and within 7 days we have 37 logs. So we can see these the total count. Then here we can see different log names, current size of those logs, and then modified date, and these are enable or disable, and retention policies. Now here we have first custom view. Now the custom view will do what? It will show you a custom view of your logs. You can create the custom view. That means you just don't want to see all the logs like security, application, everywhere. You just want to see some of the important logs. Then you can create your own custom view. You can create your custom view that which logs you want to see. You want to see any time, any hour. Then you want to see the event logs, which is critical, warning, error. By event logs, which event logs you want to see. You want to see it related to these application security setup, system, or forwarded. So you can decide what you want to see. So here you will see only those logs which you have customly designed. Then these are the logs we have. We have application logs, where we see all the information and error and event error and warning messages here related to application. If you want to see, you double click on any log, it will show you the detailed information here. Log name, source, event ID, level, user, opcode, and logged when it was logged, task category, keyword, computer. And if you want to get more help about this log, then you can go on to get the information from online source. This is the information here. It is showing the detailed information here. So this is how the logs looks. If you want to see, you just select it. You can see here in the bottom, or you can double click to open it also. So this is application related logs. There is a security related logs which we have enabled it from the audit setting of the security policy. Then where you have success and failure options available. Then you have setup related logs, when you are trying to do some setups, and you will see what happens. This is system related logs, general log, where you will see all the related logs here. You can see warnings are there. These are warnings. You may see errors. and then this is what the forwarded events. So if you configure the forwarded events from the other machine, then you will see those logs here. Right now it is not available because you have to configure it from the other machine, and from other machine you have to configure this subscription. So to work with subscription, the Windows Event Collector service must be running and configured. So do you want to start the service automatically, and automatically start when the computer is restarted? So from here you will create the subscription so that your events will be forwarded to other machine. So when you create the subscription, you will configure it to send the logs to other machine. Subscription name, description, what events you want to, forwarded events, collector initials, select the computer, source initials, select the computer, so that your logs will be forwarded to that other computer. There is application and services logs also available, where you can see the hardware events, Internet Explorer events, then key management services event. You can see the Microsoft PowerShell events are also there. Then you can see the OpenSSH events, admin and operational. Then you have different Microsoft applications. If you are having AppV, user experience virtualization, Windows, it is lots of there. Like you have all these other informations related to different logs. So this is very important, this event viewer, for doing the troubleshooting. It will provide you the detailed information about the event. Next is reliability history. Now this reliability monitor reviews a computer's reliability and problem history, and you can use the reliability monitor to obtain several kinds of reports and charts to help you identify the source of reliability issue. So it will help you with the history of your system, like what happened and when it was happened, and what was the severity of that problem, like critical, error, warning, information. So it shows you in a chart view. So to access the reliability monitor, we can type it in the search box. Type reliability and then click view reliability option. Then you can also access the reliability monitor by clicking view reliability history in the maintenance section of the Exchange Center. So you go to the control panel, and in the Exchange Center you can click on the maintenance, and it will show you the reliability history chart. Now system stability chart, you can see the system stability chart summarizes system stability for the past years in daily increments. And this chart indicates any information, error or warning messages, and it simplifies the task of identifying the issue and a date on which they occurred. So we can see it on Event Viewer also, but here it will do what? It will do it with a chart. It will show you as a simplified system stability chart, and it will be easy for you to identify the dates and the events which happens on that date. So the system stability report also provides information about each event in the chart, and in the form of report. The report includes the following events like software installs, software uninstall, application failures, hardware failures, Windows failures, malicious failures. So we can see that into the event report. You can see that into the stability report. So how you will access it in Windows 10? So you can go to here and you can just type reliability history. View reliability history, and it will show you here view reliability history, and you can click it to open from here, or you can go to control panel, and under the system and maintenance, security and maintenance, now here you will click on maintenance, and under the maintenance you will see the view reliability history option here. So when you click on it here, it will open the reliability monitor, and this is your system's reliability monitor, and here you can see it shows by these dates, and these are what happened here on this particular date. So if I click here, it will show me here down here that what is happening here. Windows Explorer stopped working on this date on this time, and it was the critical problem. Here we have some error and information also. So there is a critical event, and there is an information event happen on this date. So just like you can see the chart, you can go this side to see other dates. It is showing last updated on 26th, so it is showing last update till 26th. Then you can go this side also. It is showing by days. You can go by the weeks also. So it will show you complete weeks, and you can see lots of errors are there within the weeks. So you can click on any, and it will show you the detail about that date or that day or that week. Then it also show you these charts 1 to 10. It is the severity of the problem. You can see it is showing you like a bar here, that how critical the problem is, or how easy how it is not that critical. Then here you have option to save the reliability history. It will become like a report, and you can view all the problem reports. So you can see all the reports. This is review the problem reports, where it will show you all the reports of the problems you have. You can see what happens and when happens. You can clear all the problems if you have solved all the problems. You can get more options. There is lots of other problems are there, and when you done solving these problems, you can clear all the problems. Then you can go for the reliability history save, where it will save your report as a XML file, so that you can see in future, you can see in detail. So this is our reliability history. This is the reliability history monitor, which you can see history of your errors and events and messages. You can see information messages, error warning messages, and you can see it in the date and time form. You can see by weeks, you can see by days. Then performance consideration. Now, decreased computer system performance is a common source of user complaints. Performance is a measure of how quickly a computer completes the application and system task. So performance problem can occur when available resources are lacking. Computer responds slowly for several reasons, including disorganized file, unnecessary software that consumes resources, too many startup apps, or perhaps even malware or viruses also. So you should monitor the following 4 main hardware components on a Windows 10 device. You have to monitor the processor, disk, memory, and network. So performance bottleneck occurs when a computer is unable to service the current request for a specific resource. So it is called like a bottleneck, where it is not able to perform those servicing or perform the processing of those service or specific resources. So for monitoring those things, those devices, we have performance monitoring. So by calculating the performance baseline for your client computer environment, you can interrupt real-time monitoring information more accurately. A baseline for a Windows 10 devices performance indicates how the performance monitoring statistics look like during normal use, and you can establish a baseline by monitoring the performance statistics over a specific period. And when an issue or symptom occurs in a real time, you can compare your baseline statistics to your real time statistics and then identify the anomalies. So you can configure performance baseline to help you with evaluating your computer's workload, monitoring system resources, noticing changes and trend in resources used, testing configuration changes, and diagnosing the problem. So basically with the performance monitoring, what we do, we create the baseline monitoring, baseline performance statistics. You know, when the users are logged in, when the users are working on your system, we will record the performance of our system for a specific time. Like for example, I'll do it on the time for 10 minutes, and I will do it on the same time, I will do it on daily basis. So daily basis I will do monitor for the 10 minutes, and then what, at the end of the week I will compare all the monitored performance, so that we can get like what is the problem, what is having more load, like what loads are increasing, are the loads are increasing on RAM, hard disk or network, or which application is increasing the loads, and users are using what resources, so we can increase or decrease, or we can decide to upgrade those things. So create the baseline when you first configure the computer at regular intervals of typical uses, and when you make any changes to the computer's hardware or software configurations. So if you have appropriate baselines, you can determine the resources that are affecting your computer's performance. And Windows 10 provides a number of performance monitoring tools that you can use to help identify the performance related issues. One of them is first Task Manager. So you can use the Performance tab in the Task Manager to help identify the performance problems. The Performance tab displays a summary of CPU and memory uses and network statistics. Generally, you might consider using Task Manager when a performance-related problem first becomes apparent. For example, you might examine the running process to determine if a particular program is using excessive CPU resources. Now remember that Task Manager shows a snapshot of current resources consumption. You might need to examine historical data to get a better understanding of server computer's performance and response under load. For that, we use Resource Monitor. So Resource Monitor provides a snapshot of a system performance, and because the four key system components are processor, memory, disk and network, Resource Monitor provides a summary of these four components and a detailed tab for each if a user computer is running slowly. You can use Resource Monitor to view current activity in each of the four component areas. You then can determine which of the key component might be causing a performance bottleneck. Then, when the Resources Monitor first opens, the initial view is the Overview tab. On the right side are four graphs: CPU, disk, network and memory. You can examine these graphs and view excessive peaks in CPU and disk, network or memory activity. In the main pane, you can examine details about each component by expanding each component's information list. It lists each process that is running on the computer and includes information about resources consumption for each process. For example, the number of threads and the percentage of CPU capacity in use display for each running process. So for monitoring the resources, the first thing we use is the Task Manager. So Task Manager you can open by right click on the taskbar and you can open the Task Manager. And under the Task Manager, first it shows the processes. Processes, that means these are the processes running. These are the processes running in the foreground and also background. It shows the processes which is running in the background. Foreground and background, that means suppose I open this Chrome here. Now I can see the Chrome is running. I can see that Chrome is running, that means it is running foreground. And you can see here that Chrome is running, which you can see, and it is having these different tabs and services running. And you can see how much CPU and memory and disk space it is using and how much network resources it is using. Power usage is moderate, low. Power usage is moderate, low. It is showing here also. Now these are the background process which we are not able to see. It runs in the background to run your service, run your machines properly. So these are system process, and there are some applications also. Like this one is running in the background. It is not using that much resources. It is not a system process, but it is not using much resources, but it is running in the background. Others are like system process. These are for the Microsoft Store and network real-time information. So these are some of the processes are basically system process which runs in the background. Then you can see the performance tab here, where you can see the performance of your different resources like CPU, memory, disk, and your network. When you click on the CPU, you can see the utilization, speed, processes, threads, headlines, uptime, base speed, sockets, virtual processor, virtual machines, is it supported or not, L1 cache is available or not, and you can see in the graph also that how much your processor is working, what is the utilization. You can go to memory also. You can check your RAM status, in use, committed, cached, available, page pool, non-paged, slots used. You can see this here. You can see your hard disk status also, how much it is active time, average response time, what is the read speed, write speed, capacity, formatted or not, how much it is formatted, system disk, page file, type of the disk. Then it will show you the network status also, if it is in use. Shows your IPv4 address, IPv6 address, how much data you are receiving, how much speed you are getting, sending and receiving, and it will show you in the graph also. You can check the app histories also, like totally how much apps, which app which uses this in a history. So how much calculator uses, CPU time, network, metered network, tiles update. So you can see this history data also here. You can enable and disable your startup apps from here also. Then when you go to performance, you have option to open the resource monitor, where you can click here to open the resource monitor. It will show you the detailed information here. You can open it from the control panel also, this resource monitor. Now it will show you here overview of your CPU, and you can see here that which process are running here in detail, and what are the threads, CPU, and other information about the CPU it is using. You can check the disk overview here, what are the softwares running, using resources, read, write, and all. Then you can see the network overview. Then you can see the memory overview, which process, which application using how much memory. And here in the right side you can see these information in a graph view. If you want to see the detailed information, then you can go to here for seeing the CPU information, services. You can see the associated handles, if it is associated modules. Then you can see the detailed information about memory. Then you can see the detailed information about your hard disk. Then you can see the detailed information here about the network. And suppose if you want to close some, then you can click on it, right click, and you can end the process if it is taking lots of time or it is using lots of resources. Then you can close that process. You can close the whole tree of the process. You can analyze it if it is not if it is what you are not understanding what kind of process it is. You can resume it if you have paused it, and you can search the information about the process in online if you are not able to understand what kind of process it is. So you have detailed information here in the resource monitor and snapshot information here in the task manager. These all tools you can get it from control panel. Under the control panel, administrative tools, you will get the resource monitor. This is resource monitor. Then we have performance monitor also. Now this performance monitor is a Microsoft Management Console snap-in that you can use to obtain system performance information. You can use this tool to analyze the performance effect that application and service have on your computer. You can use it to obtain an overview of system performance or collect detailed information for troubleshooting. So with this help of this performance monitor, you can collect the information for a for the time period, and you can collect the information relating to these following. Like you can monitor the tools, performance monitoring including the following features, that is monitoring the tools. Monitoring tools contains performance monitor which provides a visual display of built-in Windows performance counter either in real time or as historical data. Performance monitor includes the following features, which is multiple graph views, custom views that you can export, detailed data collector set. Then data collector set is a custom set of performance counters, event trace and system configuration data. Then you have reports. Use these reports features to view and generate reports from a set of counter set that you create by using the data collector set. So basically this performance monitor is to collect the historical data. The task manager will view the running snapshot of the performance application and other things, and this performance monitor can create the historical data. So if you want to monitor your system for the time period and daily you want to monitor to collect the information, then you can use this performance monitor. We can get the performance monitor again from control panel and administrative tools, and under administrative tools we have performance monitor here, or we can do what, we can search here in the search box. So here you will see the performance monitor. There is a performance monitor tools here, and this is your performance monitor. Right now it is showing only the process time here. This is only showing processor information. It is showing under the graph. It is showing the graph. Now if you want, then you can change what you want to see. You can add some other features. You can add other counters also. Now other counters are like, you can add to monitor the RAM. You can see all these counters here, available counters. So you can decide which counter you want to see. Like for example, I want to see about the processor, GPU. If you are having a graphical card, Hyper-V, there are Hyper-V counters, ICMP-V controls, IPsec counters, IPv4 counters, memory counter. Now suppose memory counter, that means I want to see the available memory in MB. So I select this and add this. Then you have other options related to memory, like you can add what counter you want to add. Then you have net logon, network adapter. I want to see the current bandwidth. You can add all the counters also, or you can add the specific counter. I want to add this. Then you can go on to see what interface setting, current bandwidth. So there are lots of counters you have. You can go to processor, ideal time, You have assembly information, storage, you have storage counters, synchronization system. So lots of counters are there we can add here. So whatever we want we can add, and then we can press OK. So these counters are also added here, and here it is showing those counters here, and you can see it is in the graph. You can see in other ways like histogram. You can see it in a report form. So we can see it in a report form also. Now what we have added here, what we are seeing here, we can create the data collector set for it. Here you will see the data collector set which is user defined, like you will define some data collector set, or there are some system defined data collector set. These are some system defined data collector set to diagnose the system to system performance, to check the system performance, to check these and these. So it has these counters added, and this one has these counters added, and we can also create our own. Now there is nothing created here. So if we want to create any collector set to collect the historical data, so we can create from here. Add all the counters which you want by using this, and then create, right click, and then create data collector set. So first add all the counters which you want, then create your own data collector set, name it next, and where it is going to store your all the collected information. Then save and close, or you can just run. It is default, or you can set the user who can run this. So now we created this data collector set. So if we want to collect the data, like we want to collect it like daily at the same time, we collect it for 10 minutes so that we can compare it at the end. So whenever I want to collect, I will right click and start. Now it will start collecting for the current time, and you can see that after the collecting, you can see them in the under this report section, where you can see the system events, system created or user created. So this is my created, and right now this is running. If I click here, it is now collecting the data. So after some time, I will collect it for 10 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour. Then I will stop it. I will stop it from here. I will right click and I will say stop. And I want to see the report. Then I will go to report section, user define my set, and I will click here to see the detailed information of that 10 minutes. 10 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. We can see by this, we can see by the histogram, we can see by the report, we can see by area, and we can see by this state area. So we have different options to choose from to monitor. So this will collect the information, collect the data information for some period of time. Then we can compare our information, like what happened, and is it increasing load on our RAM, processor, or hard disk, or network, and what applications are there. So we can monitor this, and we can increase, we can update our machine, we can upgrade our machine. So this is our performance monitor. So this is, we have these are the tools, these are the diagnostic tools we have to maintain the reliability of our Windows 10. We have event viewer, task manager, performance monitor, resource monitor. So these tools help us to maintain the reliability of our Windows 10.